Good evening, Bahamas. You're tuned into MB12 Weekend, broadcasting from Cable 12 studios on Robinson Road. Coming up tonight, why government is being urged to stop its energy reform debate. Jamaican women arrested for alleged prostitution. The DNA says it's not imploding. And we check out this week's cutest kids and pets. I'm Paige McCartney. We've got those stories and more straight ahead on MB12 Weekend. Again to MB12, former Minister of State for the Environment, Fenton Neymour, is calling on government to immediately stop debate on a package of bills aimed at energy reform. Neymour says while he applauds the government for its attempts, there simply was not enough public discourse on the complex set of bills and regulations. Here's Jasmine Brown.
Neymour says if the government truly wanted to reform the energy sector, they would have done more public consultation.
I feel that the government is putting the cart before the horse in regards to the energy bills. First, I believe they ought to stop immediately the debate in the House of Assembly and the passage of this bill, because they have failed to consult with the Bahamian people.
Debate began last month. Deputy Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis led discussion on the Electricity Amendment Bill 2015, the Utilities Regulation and Competition Authority Amendment Bill 2015, and the Electricity Rate Reduction Bond Bill 2015, which are designed to bring about the reform of the energy sector. The electricity bill seeks to establish a new wholly owned subsidiary of the Bahamas Electricity Corporation known as Bahamas Power and Light. Once the government engages in a management contract with BPL, it shall purchase, generate, transmit, distribute, and sell energy to consumers in the Bahamas for a minimum of 5 years. As a part of its reform, the government has decided to refinance BEC's more than $450 million legacy debt through rate reduction bonds. Davis says the bonds are essential to refinance BEC's liabilities and to launch BPL on a foundation of financial health. Neymour says he has some specific concerns about what's included.
There are some items in the bill that I believe that the current government is trying to sneak past the Bahamian people, which they're not aware of. They are adding a bond fee to the electricity bill. This fee is adding a third component to your existing bill. Currently, your bill consists of only two components: the fuel bill, which is fully the fuel bill, and the second component is the base rate, which is 10.95 cents, which includes all of the expenses of BEC, including the financing. Now they're taking out of that base rate. What is their financing for this bond? Their loans.
The bill also seeks to empower the Utilities Regulation and Competition Authority as an independent regulator of the energy sector based on the national energy and electricity policies. Neymour says that's at least something the government got right.
So I support it, and I support the fact that the regulatory requirements that BEC previously oversaw, that should be taken away from BEC and given to ERCA and other areas overseen by the government.
And despite debate already beginning, Neymour says it's not too late for changes to be made.
But what is also important is that if it is done now, these changes can be introduced to the Senate, and the Senate then brings it back to the lower house, which is the House of Assembly, so that those minor changes can be incorporated. So it essentially does not hamper or slow down the bill approval process. However, it will take time to consult the Bahamian people.
Reporting for NB12, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Well, police say 11 Jamaican women were arrested early this morning suspected of soliciting prostitution. Reports are shortly after 2 a.m. the Selective Enforcement Team officers acting on intelligence descended on a nightclub on East Street near the highway where the women were found. They were taken into custody for breach of the Immigration Act. 2 nightclub managers were also arrested. It was a part of the force's anti-crime operation targeting people involved in criminal activity. Police also arrested 11 other people for various offenses, including possession of dangerous drugs, armed robbery, firearm possession, and stealing. Well, the Democratic National Alliance says claims that the Green Party is imploding are nothing but rumors. In fact, DNA leader Branville McCartney is claiming the party is 3 times stronger than it was when it made its debut 4 years ago. McCartney says the DNA is preparing a slate of candidates that will make up the next government and will introduce them to the public at the party's convention next spring.
We are about a year out from the next election, and you think we're folding up, or you think we're getting weaker? Persons who say that, they say that out of desperation, because it's not this party, the DNA, that's getting weaker. It's those other parties out there that's getting weaker, where persons are coming to us and want to see change. You hear it every day. I'm tired of the PLP and I'm tired of the FNM. Why? Because they are 2 sides of the same coin. That is what's being said.
The DNA leader says the vetting process for candidates has proven to be a very intricate process because of the number of people coming forward vying for particular constituencies.
And you would see that, and we've said over and repeatedly, there have been a number of persons vying for different constituencies. There are some constituencies that had 3-4 persons vying for it. And you could only have one person as a candidate, and unfortunately persons would feel slighted or feel that they deserve it, and sometimes they move on, and many times it shows that they did not have the best interests of the party at heart, but more motivated by self-interest.
In fact, McCartney says candidates from the PLP and FNM camps have submitted their names for nomination.
We have persons from the PLP, many who we know came over because they're expecting nominations. We haven't determined whether or not they'll get it, but we'll see. If they don't get it, whether or not they'll go back to the PLP. What does that tell you? What kind of person that is? We are trying to determine and put forward in this election the best candidates possible, a team of persons that will do good for this country as a government.
The Progressive Liberal Party and the DNA have conventions planned for early spring 2016. Well, it's been 3 months since the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation launched its Small and Medium Enterprises Help Desk, and officials are already calling it a major success. Chamber CEO Edison Sumner says its aim is to provide a non-financial helping hand when it comes to support services required by entrepreneurs.
We've already begun providing assistance to many of these small businesses.
Sumner says the help desk has proved to be a tremendous benefit for small and medium-sized businesses, and he says they're looking to do the same for Family Island businesses that were severely impacted by Hurricane Joaquin in October.
We are now bracing ourselves to assist with the hurricane relief efforts as well, because many of the businesses on the Family Islands require that kind of help, right? Whether it has to do with preparing financial statements, building a business plan, putting in marketing strategies, looking at the SWOT analysis of their businesses. And so the help desk is now also assisting in the hurricane relief efforts for the small businesses on the Family Island.
The desk provides businessmen and women with the financial and business plan writing skills they require, plus administrative services, help in reading financial statements.